Today we are going to discuss about multiple effect evaporator. Triple effect evaporator is an example for our multiple effect evaporator. Here you can see three standard vertical tube evaporators are connected parallel to construct a triple effect evaporator. So first of all, I will give you an idea regarding this vertical tube evaporator. The standard vertical tube evaporator consists of a large cylindrical body with dome-shaped top and bottom. Calandria is fitted at the bottom of the evaporator. Calandria is used as a heat exchanger, and inside the calandria there are several number of vertical tubes are arranged. Each of the tube is having 0.05 to 0.075 meter diameter, and it is having 1 to 2 meter length. So such 100 tubes are arranged inside the body, and it also consists of feed inlet. You can also see steam inlet in this figure, and non-condensed gas outlet is also present, and a condensate outlet, and here you can see a product discharge outlet, and vapor outlet is present at the top of the evaporator. So these are the important parts which is present in a vertical tube evaporator. Now let's talk about the working of triple effect evaporator. Parallel feed arrangement is used in this case. Here, hot saturated solution of feed is directly introduced through the respective feed inlet into each of the three evaporators. Feed from the first evaporator cannot transfer to the second evaporator. In the beginning of the experiment, the equipment is at room temperature and atmospheric pressure, and the liquid feed is introduced through the respective feed inlet up to the level of upper tube sheets. Then the vent valve V1, V2 and V3 are kept open, and all other valves are closed. First of all, feed is introduced through the feed inlet into the evaporator. After that, vent valve V1, V2 and V3 are kept open, and all other valves are closed. Then vacuum is applied. Vacuum is applied. So high vacuum is created in the liquid chambers of evaporator. Okay, high vacuum is created in the liquid chambers of evaporator. The steam valve S1 and the condensate valve C1 are kept open. Through the steam inlet S1, steam is introduced into the calandria. Through the steam inlet valve, steam is introduced into the calandria. This steam replaces all the cold air which is present in the steam space of the first evaporator. After removing the cold air from the steam space of the first evaporator, then the vent valve V1 is closed. This steam gives its temperature to the liquid feed in the first evaporator. The steam which is present in the calandria, that gives its temperature to the liquid feed in the first evaporator, and the steam undergo condensation. So that condensate is removed through the condensate valve C1. As the temperature of the liquid in the first evaporator increases, okay, the liquid feed absorbs heat from the steam, and gradually its temperature increases. The temperature of the liquid feed increases, so that the difference in temperature between the liquid and steam decreases. Because of that, the condensation rate also decreases. Gradually, the liquid feed attains its boiling point. At that time, the vapor pressure inside the first evaporator will be maximum. After attaining the boiling point of the liquid, after that it will produce maximum vapor. That vapor displaces the air in the upper part of the first evaporator. Then this vapor passes through the vapor outlet and it enters into the steam space of the second evaporator. So this vapor also displaces air in the steam space of the second evaporator. After the complete removal of air by vapor in the steam compartment of the second evaporator, V2 valve is closed. The vapor formed in the first evaporator that is transferred through the vapor outlet, it enters into the steam space of the second evaporator. This vapor also displaces the air in the steam space of the second evaporator. After the complete removal of air by the vapor in the steam compartment of the second evaporator, then V2 valve is closed. The vapor from the first evaporator transmits its heat to the second evaporator and it undergoes condensation. The condensate is removed through the C2 valve. Similar changes takes place in the second evaporator and the liquid attain its boiling point in the second evaporator. Similarly, the process is also repeated in the third evaporator. Finally, the three evaporators came to a steady state with the liquid boiling in all the three evaporators. As the boiling proceeds, the liquid level in the first evaporator comes down. So, the feed is introduced through the feed inlet to maintain the liquid level constant. Similarly, we can also use the F2 and F3 feed inlet to maintain the liquid level in the respective evaporators. The process continued until the liquid in all the three evaporators reaches the desired viscosity. After that, we can remove the product through the product outlet, which is present at the bottom of the evaporators. So, this is the working procedure that is involved in a triple effect evaporator.